Hey everyone, I'm Mia. Let's jump right in and get started on part 2 of our Weekend Warrior series. We covered what to look for in a camera and a basic shotgun microphone in part 1 of this series on putting together a gear kit for the independent filmmaker on a budget. And while camera and audio equipment are important, so is stabilizing your camera and making sure your subject is properly lit. So in this sequel, we're going to go over a few basic stabilizers and lights that you may want to consider as you build your beginner gear kit. First, we'll start with stabilizers. It's important to have a steady place to mount your camera. Filmmakers with a little extra padding in their wallets can look into dollies, sliders, and jibs, but if you're working on a tight budget, here are some ideas to consider. A good video tripod with a fluid head is the most important stabilizer to start with. You'll want something lightweight and durable with a fluid head that pans, tilts, and locks. I've worked with this Magnus VT4000 quite a bit and found its mechanics to be smooth and easy to set up. It's a very basic, intuitive, and affordable video tripod. The rubber feet and retractable spikes make it versatile for working in the studio or in the field. And the very first thing you want to do once you set the adjustable legs to the correct height and lock them down is level your shot to the horizon. The half-ball leveler head allows you to quickly set up a level shot every time you move the tripod. If you're currently trying to shoot everything handheld, the addition of a basic tripod with fluid head will improve the quality of your video tremendously. If you're looking to create some more dynamic shots, but you don't have the money to buy a professional dolly and tracks, well, check out this affordable Pierstone DWL2 universal dolly. A dolly like this may allow you to move along with your subject, which works really well for walking shots. Another way you can use it is to truck by a still subject, bringing some movement into an otherwise stagnant scene. And once you get used to working with it, you may also be able to move around a subject in a semicircle for an interesting 180-degree view. Now, B&H actually offers it as a kit with some of the entry-level tripods, but you can also purchase it separately. This dolly is adjustable and will fit almost any tripod. The ball-bearing wheels have convenient step-on locks, and for a minimal price, you'll add some professional tracking shots to your videos. This Pierstone DWL2 is an entry-level dolly, so don't expect the exceptional smooth coast that you'll get with something more expensive, and there's no way that you'll get a smooth tracking shot if you're working on an uneven surface. But for studio or indoor shots on a flat, smooth surface, this will do the trick. It holds up to 33 pounds and has a convenient carrying handle. It's not essential, but this dolly will add a nice boost to your production value without a major investment. While having a good tripod is essential, I'm not saying that video should never be shot without one. Sometimes we use fast motion or even jerkiness to tell the story. Think about the car chase scenes in the Jason Bourne movies. If immersive, high-action footage is part of your storyline, you may want to look into adding a rig to your kit. A rig will let you move around freely with your camera and a few accessories. It'll give you infinite possibilities when it comes to angles, and you can immerse yourself in the action for a first-person point of view instead of capturing it as an onlooker. Now, buying a rig can be an expensive decision. The prices vary greatly, from several $1,000s to less than $100. Because rigs have a tendency to see a lot of action, I would recommend you look at something made with durable, sturdy materials. We're going to look at a shoulder mount rig from Red Rock made from metal and carbon fiber. This micro shoulder mount is easily assembled and adjusted with thumb screws, and the pieces feel solid and strong. Now, the reason I picked a shoulder-mounted rig, even though it's a little more expensive, is because the shoulder pad will allow you to shoot for hours at a time with minimal fatigue. The weight of the camera and the gear is supported by your shoulder, so your hands are free to adjust settings and steer the rig. The carbon fiber rods are lightweight, and the Red Rock Micro shoulder mount is big enough to support extra accessories. When you begin to add things like an external monitor, extra batteries, or lights, you won't have to worry about where to put them or how to carry them because they add on to this rig in pieces, like an accessory plate or an articulating arm and monitor mount. The rig will grow with you as you evolve as a filmmaker. Now this particular rig does not come with a DSLR base plate, so you'll need to order one or another rod clamp separately so you can mount the camera in front of you where you can see the LCD. This will be necessary, at least until you can afford to add an external monitor to your kit. If you're looking for a less expensive mobile option that can help you work in tight spaces, try a monopod. The best thing about monopods, in my opinion, is their simplicity. There's little to no setup out of the box, and they can be set up on scene in a matter of seconds. They're extremely lightweight and easy to use. A monopod will stabilize the camera enough to eliminate the shake from your video, and they are mobile enough to use on location. You'll want a fluid video monopod like this Manfrotto 560B1. It has some nice features for filmmaking. 3 small fold-out feet with rubber pads create good traction with the ground, so the monopod shouldn't slip on bare floors. And it feels secure with a mid-sized DSLR camera mounted on top. A fluid cartridge at the base allows you to pan left and right along the horizon, and the head tilts, but not as smoothly as I'd like for it to. It'll do in a pinch, but I'd stick to using it for steady shots and pans. Again, this is a good, affordable monopod, but you can't expect the same quality you'd get with something twice the price. Now that you have some idea of which stabilizer may work best for you, let's talk about light. Light can make or break a scene. Insufficient lighting will create noisy or grainy video, and that's almost always a sign of a novice. The good news is, there's light almost everywhere. Between the sun, windows, and lamps, many times you can move your subject closer to a light source without having to add much of your own. Plus, there are certain times of the day when the sun will illuminate a scene in a way that's very pleasing to the eye. Early morning light and early evening light provide great natural lighting conditions. Lighting a basic scene is usually done with a technique called 3-point lighting. You'll need a key, fill, and backlight, but that doesn't mean you have to run out and purchase 3 lights. Let me explain. Let's say you want to shoot a scene in a living room. Well, we brought in our variable color temperature LED to be our key light, and the key provides a wide base of illumination for your subject. Then we found this decorative lamp to act as a backlight, and that'll separate your subject out from the background. Finally, the only thing left to add is a fill to fill in the shadows. Let's go over 2 affordable lights that are versatile and can be set up as either fill, key, or backlights. An LED light with a variable color temperature is a good place to start. LEDs have long-lasting lamps, roughly 50,000 hours, and many run on normal AA batteries. By selecting one with a variable color temperature, you can match a wide range of lighting conditions. Lights that come with gels or filters will work too, but there's more parts to lose and pack. I suggest trying one with an adjustable color temperature knob. This Gistech Flashmate F198C LED is a dependable, powerful LED that's light on the wallet. It has an adjustable dimmer and color temperature knob, giving you a range from 3200K, which will match most studio or indoor tungsten lights, to 5500K, which encompasses most sunny outdoor daylight conditions. An on-camera light that you can move to a light stand is definitely a plus. That versatility lets you capture spontaneous moments when you don't have time to set up or properly light a scene, or scenes where space is tight and you just can't fit in a light stand. If you do have time and space to set up a stand, do it. It'll create a constant, unchanging light source, leaving you flexible to move around the subject without changing the direction of the light. I would use this LED primarily as a fill light. I'm using a basic impact air cushion 9.5-foot light stand. Now, if you're working in a studio or indoors, a tungsten floodlight makes a great key. A floodlight is perfect for casting a wide, even swath of light. If you're traveling on shoots, a lightweight material is good. Just make sure it isn't flimsy. This Impact Qual Light 300-watt focusing flood has a solid feel without the extra weight. Now, this light doesn't have the power that a professional 600-watt light kit has, but it's enough to get you started with an even base of illumination. Plus, the barn doors on this Qual Light 300 flood allow you to section off the light so you can control exactly where it falls, making it ideal for accent lighting as well. That will wrap up this 2-part series on creating a basic gear kit for the beginning weekend warrior on a budget. Again, we chose to highlight affordable equipment that will get the job done, but in every category that we talked about, cameras, microphones, stabilizers, and lights, there are dozens of options at higher and even lower prices. Our goal was just to give you some basic features to look for when you decide it's time to start putting together a gear kit. I'm Mia McCormick, and I hope you enjoyed this Weekend Warrior series for the independent filmmaker. I'm going to leave you now with a look at a short film that we shot with just the equipment we previewed in this series. Now, it's not meant to win any Academy Awards. It was just shot in a few hours. But hopefully it will give you an idea of what you can do with a basic gear kit. For a link to all the products we used, please check the description. We'll see you again soon.
That was weird. For more information, please visit us online, give us a call, or stop by our New York City Superstore. You can also connect with us on the web.